Yes, welcome back. So guys, I have a bit of a conundrum here. This is a TECNO CX, and I got a replacement battery for it, and this is that. Sort of as the client was making a call, the phone just blacked out. So, but it was at 30%, so I presumed probably it wasn't charged. I attempted to charge, and let me plug in so you see what I ended up finding instead of it charging. Okay. You'll bear with me for a moment. Okay, so I've plugged in. Have I? I'm just trying to make sure the other end is connected to power. Now even what I wanted to show you isn't showing, but it brought the charging icon and then nothing. So I am presuming the battery management board of the replacement battery. Oh, this one? No, multimeter, the yellow. Like here. Like for your recording. We have to. So let me try to put it in voltage mode and then flip the phone. I have already opened it, but it's a no-brainer. Remove the SIM card trays and then just fortunately for me the screws were not there, but remove 1-2 screws and then the back should come off with ease, of course without the charger plugged in, because the charger would be entering through that back frame, but that is the procedure. And then it's prudent to disconnect the fingerprint because that ribbon tears easily under stress or stretching force. Alright, so that's there, and I just brought my multimeter to confirm that we're receiving power at the charging port outlet, and if that be so, then we are good to go, which turns out to be this one right there. So with my probe in voltage mode, I'm going to flip this and take a measurement from there. Oh no, I don't get anything coming from the bottom side. Could that mean I need to work on the charging system? Guys, it has long been overdue. Okay, I've just unplugged there and plugged in, so I'm reading 4.12, and that is I feel below what should be being delivered for charging. But then let me plug in and then we'll flip the phone over and see what it is telling us. So I'm going to disconnect this, then plug that in. Does anything happen to our screen? Nothing. How about if I take measurement? Battery is reading 0.37, that's below 1%, which is very bad. Let's confirm again that the port itself is delivering us okay, anyway, since the voltage of the battery reads a bit low, so I believe the battery was actually low, the phone was misrepresenting the percentage. Let me take that reading directly from the port. The battery at 3.3 is below 1%. Usually 1% is roughly 3.45. Seeing that we are having trouble receiving the charging voltage here, I'm going to look at the port first, the charging port, and then proceed to plug it in again and see, before I do what I thought might have been the issue, which was the battery management system. This one came from the old original battery, so I wanted to pick it from this and then connect it to our new accumulator so that we're using that. But let's first begin with the charging system and get that done with. All right, so and remove those two screws to release that restraint plate that holds that fiber in place. Now the board itself has also 3 screws that keep it in place to anchor it so it can be able to sustain the pulling and pushing force from you plugging in the charger or removing it. Okay, that's that. So should you ever need to change the vibrator, this is it. You decided to disconnect the vibrator, you didn't want it.
I did not disconnect it.
So you were not the first one.
No.
I see. Now this port is a bit weird, so if I have new replacements, I'm going to have to change it. If I fail to have, I'm going to have to just deal with it. But actually it looks structurally sound, so let me just deal with it. Now I need to find my soldering iron, which always seems to find somewhere to hide. Okay, I think I've seen it earlier than it usually takes. Okay, soldering fan plugged in. It's going to be heating up as I find the soldering wire. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button.
Do you think they're hearing you?
You'll be shocked. You'll actually hear yourself asking me that question.
Told him the CDS, so hit the subscribing.
Vampulida. I'm looking for soldering wire. Soldering wire. Okay, let's proceed. I have also gotten flax here. Now I'm going to first trim this excessive plastic from, I think, the previous soldering efforts. Having done that, I think I am able to see my soldering contacts of the pot. Okay, allow me zoom in if that helps our case. Okay, let me just get my soldering gun ready. Lower the voltage a bit and then okay, all right. Put a veneer of solder at the tip just to get us ready, and then some flux there. Okay, that should do. And then I felt like scraping around it so as to expose the points at which okay, I think visibility is just poor. I don't know whether it can be helped. Hopefully so. Should I increase the brightness? Let me try. Hopefully you're able to see. There's a lot of refraction coming off the flux that I placed. But this is me scraping around the terminal so the solder can bond that terminal and the plate onto which it should. So I'm exposing part of the pad, soldering pad that port goes into. Sorry, I shook out of frame, moved out of frame. So for charging, I'm interested in the extreme 2 ends of the port, and then this is the second side of that port. Okay, so I think this is enough scraping. Okay. Now, what else? So now I can bring my soldering tip, swab to and fro, okay, to allow this to absorb heat and polish with its pad. Okay. Sorry. See, when you zoom in, even a slight movement to the left or right takes me out of frame. Okay. We are interested in the extreme two terminals on either end. Okay, I think that's sufficient. Let me just get rid of the excess solder at the tip of my soldering gun and proceed to swab again to and fro, of course, while also applying some flux to allow the solder flow with ease. Okay, now that that's done, I think let me attempt to also solder the intermediate terminals in case they are not well anchored, since they are responsible for data transfer, but